Naming a primary amide is the easiest because all we have to do is identify the acid that was used to synthesize the amide. And then what we do is we replace the ic or oic acid with amide. When we're looking at secondary and tertiary amides, what we do is we use the letter N to identify what alkyl or aryl substituents are directly bonded to the nitrogen, and that is what we write at the beginning of the name, and at the end of the name we have the acid, the carboxylic acid name with amide substituted for the ic or the oic. So let's just take a look at some examples. What do I mean by that? Well, on the far left we have acetamide. So let's look at how we got that name. First, we notice that it is a primary amide. Those are the easiest to name. So all we have to do is identify the acid from which this amide was derived. And like esters, we can identify the part that came from the acid because it is the carbonyl carbon and then the R group directly bonded to that carbonyl carbon. So our part that came from the acid has 2 carbons, and so that is acetic acid. So rather than call it acetic, that ic from the acid gets turned to amide, acetamide. Now to the right, we have a tertiary amide where we have 2 methyl groups directly bonded to the nitrogen. So at the beginning of the name, we say NN dimethyl, or if there are 2 substituents that are different, N-ethyl, N-methyl, whatever they are, in alphabetical order, and an N for each substituent that's bonded to that nitrogen. And then we take a look at the part that came from the acid, the carbonyl carbon, and then the R group. So this comes from benzoic acid, so the amide name is going to be benzamide. So amide replaces oic or ic in the case of acetic acid. So this name is NN dimethyl benzamide.